Let's talk about your phone number. The one your friend texts saying they're running late because, unlike you, they didn't get to the airport 2 hours early. Or the one that your aunt floods with those cute cat videos. When we're bombarded with unwanted messages from people, it's easy to mute or block them and move on with our lives. But we're not about to block our well meaning aunt, are we? Maybe we could ask her to limit the cat videos to business hours, but what if it's not a person, but a business that's sending these unwanted messages? How do we handle that, and who ensures that it doesn't go too far? This is where messaging, regulation, and compliance comes into play. On the messaging highway, rules and regulations keep things moving smoothly. Sure, some might think rules are meant to be broken, but if you've ever received a message from an unknown number asking if you'd like to invest in an obviously fake cryptocurrency, or by chance provide the last four of your social security number, you know why regulations are crucial. We can think of SMS as a bustling highway where engagement is high. When telecom providers saw an increase in unwanted messages flooding our personal phone numbers, they stepped in to curb the spam and protect their customers. To keep the messaging highway clear and safe, carriers established a unique lane and rules in order to maintain the integrity and keep the messaging highway running smooth. Businesses must now use the A2P, application to person, lane, a dedicated route for messages sent via technology, like the Twilio Messaging API, while the P2P, or person-to-person lane, remains reserved for those personal texts between individuals. This shift ensures that messages are compliant with regulations, keeping that highway smooth and secure for everyone. To drive in the A2P lane, businesses must register and verify themselves, similar to needing a special permit. All brands from Fortune 500 companies to the solo developer like us who just built their first messaging app have to register if we plan to send A2P messages. This registration process ensures that messages are sent for legitimate purposes and helps maintain the integrity of the messaging channel. When brands onboard to Twilio, Twilio assists in this process, guiding you through the provisioning, registration, and compliance. Whether you choose a local number, a toll-free, or a short code, Twilio has a process to help guide you through provisioning, registering, and setting these numbers up, so you're all ready to hit the telecom highway with compliant confidence. From providing accurate brand information to setting up the correct opt-in mechanisms to making sure you're documenting the proper use case, the onboarding process is detailed and straightforward. I mean, there's a flowchart. It's beautiful. Compliance, as it relates to use cases, involves two key aspects. First, ensure the messaging that you plan to send matches the use cases you've registered. Carriers rely on this information to verify that your messages are compliant and that the numbers are used appropriately. For example, if you're a travel agency and you're sending flight deals, you shouldn't just all of a sudden switch to messaging about a bakery order pickup. Second, adhere to content regulations by avoiding prohibited topics like scams, illegal substances, or explicit content. The specific rules that govern your particular A2P sending are like the side of the road we drive on. They can differ from country to country. The fine print counts here. Before you start sending, always review Twilio's SMS guidelines for each country you're sending messages to and the number type you're sending with. While we're on the topic of other countries, we also want to make sure that you know how to do a little defensive driving. There are certain instances of fraud, like smishing or SMS pumping, in specific regions of the world. For added protection against fraud, use features like geo permissions to limit where your messages are sent to help safeguard your business. Now that we've stretched this highway metaphor as far as we possibly could, you have a good sense of how to operate on the telecom highway. Let's dig into some more tools like geo permissions available to us with Twilio messaging services.